Hello, my Marvel zombies. I hope you're doing well. My name is Jeff, and yes, I am a Xennial. Today, something very special. We're going to go on a mission and be a hero with Marvel in the Loblaws universe. Let's talk about it. If you're familiar with this channel, then you'll know that this is primarily a retro reaction channel. I do a lot of watching of old cartoons, and I like talking about old toys and stuff like that. I don't usually talk about newer promotions, newer things on the channel, but I'm certainly not opposed to it. Maybe people will find this interesting. I certainly did. As a lifelong Marvel fan, and I grew up as a real Marvel zombie. That's what we used to call it back in the day. I don't think that term is really used much anymore, but as a real Marvel fanboy, I did have, I grew up, I had a Spider-Man poster on one wall and I had a Silver Surfer poster on the other wall. I started reading comics right as the Infinity Gauntlet storyline was just kicking in, which is one of the reasons why Silver Surfer is one of my main guys. Of course, I've got a soft spot in my heart for Silver and Bronze Age comics, and I've followed, as my kids were growing up, certainly the MCU pretty closely. So I'm pretty plugged in to what's going on in the Marvel world, Marvel universe, as most sort of nerds of a certain age are. But I'll say this promotion is such a weird one to me. As someone who has worked in production, as I was a television producer for many years, I've worked on the press side. I've covered comic books for television and for the internet, of course. I've been on the back end of San Diego Comic-Con, Wizard World, here where I live in Toronto at Fan Expo. So I've seen, the gamut of the comic book sort of side of marketing and promotion, certainly. And then I've also worked in marketing. So I have to say I have kind of mixed emotions when it comes to talking about this Marvel promotion. So these books here reflect two Canadian Marvel promotions that ran in 2024, and then this one here in 2025. So let's just start quickly with what this is. So this is a book that holds trading cards that were released through one of the national grocery chains here in Canada. The grocery chain is called Loblaws, run by Mr. Bob Loblaw. No, I'm just kidding. That's an Arrested Development joke. Anyway, no, the Weston family, who we love to hate here in Canada, run a chain of grocers across the country. So there's a number of specific grocery stores in the Loblaws family of grocers, and both from low end to high end. The grocery store situation and landscape in Canada is a total nightmare. It's a mess. There's 4 companies, I think it is, that basically control almost everything, and they've pushed out almost all of the independent grocers in the country. You still get your local, corner fruit market here and there. And if you don't want to go to them, then you're going to Walmart, which is, the American sort of corporate giant of grocers. It's unfortunate, but whatever. Let's not worry about that right now. I'm not here to talk about the politics of the grocery store situation here in Canada, but it is bad, just to note. I am interested, though, in this Marvel collaboration, because as someone who has worked in media and in marketing here in Canada, as well as in the States, but in Canada in particular, it's really rare that a team, a Canadian team, will get an opportunity to run full-blown promotions with a brand as big as this. I know, having worked with Disney in Canada and Disney in the States, it's oh boy, it is a real challenge. Canada is such a smaller market than the United States. Investment in, the time and energy it takes to run a promotion like this, it's limited. So from the Disney Marvel side, I'm trying to think if I know anyone who works at Marvel in Canada, and I don't think I do. I'm sure there's got to be someone, but it's oftentimes it's a lot less people than you think. They're as an arm of Disney in the United States, they have far fewer resources and less license to do unique kinds of promotions. On the American side, it's interesting because they often either don't think about Canada, or they'll just suggest that like, well, we'll run a marketing campaign that will translate over to Canada and we'll just extend it in Canada. And sometimes that works, but sometimes it really doesn't, because Canada is a different market and we are a different people here in Canada than Americans are. We're not just the same people living up north. So this is a great example of something that can be pulled off, which is we should like applaud with a Canadian company like Loblaws working with a big American brand like Marvel, Marvel Entertainment. So that's pretty cool. And this is a promotion that was designed to draw people into grocery stores. Probably that's how this was able to be pulled off, because this is the biggest national grocer, and they were able to put this promotion together at a variety of different stores. So this promotion ran in 2024 for 6 weeks in the summer, late August into like through September. And this is a book where you would collect these cards. So these are all trading cards here. And we'll look at it a little closer in a second here. But and then alongside it, there's like a superhero quiz and like games for, a maze, or like games for kids, This is designed for kids. You would get trading cards in packs of 4 when you bought, I think when you spent $25 at the grocer. And in terms of the grocer, it was pretty like broadly scoped. So that's the list of the grocery stores. And note very importantly that it includes Shoppers Drug Mart, which is also owned by the same corporate overlords as Loblaw, but it's a national pharmacy chain. So I collected this because you can't avoid in many ways shopping at Loblaws, whether you like it or not. Especially because they have so many different stores. So even if you're going to go like, I'm going to shop at low-end grocery or mid-tier grocery rather than the bougie grocery, they own all the tiers of the grocers. So it's difficult to avoid, certainly. That said, this is an interesting set of cards, an interesting promotion. I understand that it's not primarily designed to attract a collector's market, but and it was, it's designed to drive business into the stores, but it's more really built for kids. So through that lens, I think we should take a look at what's in this Go on a Mission set, which had 90 cards in total, all printed on kind of cheap card stock. And I collected almost all of it. I was missing one card in the end, which I'll show you in a second. And then secondly, was this new version of the promotion. So this is the 2025 version of the promotion, Be a Hero. And this is a sticker album. This is not as good as those old Panini sticker albums. However, it has spots. It does have spots in it to place stickers into the album. So I thought we could do this together today. I do have a number of packs of stickers here. These also came in packs for, when you spent $25 at one of the grocers. Interestingly, these ones did not cover Shoppers Drug Mart in their promotion, but they had some alternate stores where they were available. And then there's there's maybe 4 or 6 stickers in this pack. I have enough packs that we should be able to complete the set of Be a Hero, so we'll look at that. And we'll look at the Go on a Mission promotion, and let's have a look and talk about it and see what we think of these promotions. Okay, so this is kind of a weird setup. I've never done this setup before, so hopefully this works. But here is the Go on the Mission collectible trading card album. On the back, we can see it is part of the Loblaw universe. And I know you're asking yourself, what's the Loblaw universe? Well, don't worry. It is not an official Marvel universe that you missed. I don't think it has a universe code in the multiverse. It's a marketing term. It's just marketing term for this promotion. I'm impressed that Loblaws was allowed to use that terminology. And I would consider that a real win for the marketing team who did put this together. So that's great. As you might notice, here, and here, obviously they've done their selection choice of Iron Man, Groot, Captain Marvel, and Ms. Marvel for the cover, which I think is very telling. and perhaps indicative of what they believe the Canadian market wants to see. I don't know. Or the Canadian family wants to see. Because remember, people buying this are primarily going to be Canadian moms who are going to the grocery store for their kids, right? Note the official collectible Marvel 85 years? Wow. One of the things that I would probably say is not necessarily a win, even if they had a heavy input on the design of this card set, is that everything in this set, like I think pretty much everything, like no, I don't want to send any shade to the people who worked on this. I'm sure there were some great designers, but all of the images are from like a Marvel EPK set, right? This is all the stock Marvel imagery. I do not believe there is anything uniquely created, like unique character artwork is what I'm talking about for this set. And if I were to suggest anywhere really where Loblaws could improve on this right off the bat, like my number one thing would be get even just a little bit of just the key art of a few pieces of unique artwork for your set. And there's more than enough great Canadian talent to pull that off. That's okay. So again, designed for kids, you know, your superhero info, of course. This album belongs to so-and-so. My superpower is, and which Marvel superhero is your favorite, right? This is interesting here. Celebrate 85 years of Marvel with the Loblaw universe. Get ready for the ultimate celebration as Marvel turns 85 this year. The Loblaw universe will take you on an incredible journey with this album, packed full of thrilling missions, healthy challenges, fun facts, and tricky puzzles. During this period, the Loblaw universe will transform into a Marvel gateway, where you can collect all your favorite heroes and complete this awesome album. Join your favorite Marvel heroes on this mission to become a true superhero. So here's the story of the Marvel Loblaw universe, I guess, the setup. Like I said, it's all done with stock art, which Marvel has, like, I want to do put Iron Man on a whatever, bed sheets or something. You know, the easiest licensing you can get from Marvel is to use the stock artwork that they have already approved. And nothing wrong with that. But the problem is that this book is so big that the key characters, especially Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, people like that, you'll actually see wildly varying art styles of them across the book. So it's great that like Sam Wilson here is Captain America just in time for the Brave New World film, which is, I think, roughly when this came out in the fall of 2024. So was Brave New World... I guess Brave New World came out Brave New World came out, I think, in spring 2024, right? So it's great to see Sam as Cap, but I don't know if there may be other shots of Sam as just Falcon elsewhere in this book. Perhaps not. We'll see. So looking at the cards, these are ones that are sort of in the book, but I've got some dupes here. I have a lot of dupes because I opened everything because I was trying to complete the set. But here we can look up closely at one of the cards here. This is, of course, Valkyrie. The comic book version of Valkyrie, remember. This is not based on the Marvel Universe MCU version of Valkyrie. So there's a comic book version of Valkyrie, and they've got obviously some stats here, which is kind of cool. The backs are all just this go on a mission. And they're this cheap perforated cardboard. Not made super well, but there are definitely some interesting cards here, interesting choices. And I like that there's this sort of gamification here, but I'm not sure if I understand if there actually was a real game that you could, like a TCG that you could play with these cards. For my money, it seemed much more of just a collectible. Note that the cards went in, these are in order, obviously, in the book, and then they just sort of slide in here, like this is spot number, whatever it is, spot number 4, I guess, for Miss Marvel. And this one here you can see is one of the hollows. There were 6 hollows in total made for the set. And that's why it's got the shiny symbol here. And then you just sort of slide it in like this and this. Which is good, but not great, I would say. Because they're a little flimsy on the page. Look, if you can see, they're kind of bending, almost coming out. And the next page just has more of them on it. But we can look, there's some good theming here. Did anyone out there play the actual TCG of this? And do you think that that was just whole cloth designed by the marketing team here in Canada? Or would that have been something that they just, pulled from elsewhere? Who can say? Who can say? I don't believe that this specific promotion has been run anywhere else. But correct me if I'm wrong. Like, there is a small chance, I don't believe it's true, but there's a small chance that this entire promotion was whole cloth pulled from some Marvel activation in another country. I think it's more likely that it was actually designed here in Canada and that it could even have been exported elsewhere. Because overall, it's a pretty solid, thing, I think. Oh. What's behind courage? These are like deep questions, right? Some good, interesting picks here, right? Like Patriot, Quake, and Inferno. I like seeing that. I don't like that there's not really a rhyme or reason here. Like, why are we going from Patriot to Captain America to Hela on the same page? I don't really get that. Don't get that. Some of the pages are themed. Kind of like that Black Panther page earlier had mostly Black Panther pieces on it, but all of the pages seem to have some of these like the power and the gameplay cards in them. Power boost your strength. Put greens in your eggs, guys. I think that's what it's trying to tell us. Mixed up hammers, Thor. And here's the one card I'm missing. War Machine. Where are you, Rhodey? Yeah, I mean, I opened like a lot of packs and I did not get a War Machine. So what are you going to do? I do have a hollow Miss Marvel here. That's kind of fun. I don't know if any of these cards are jumping out at you guys. Squirrel Girl. That's pretty cool. And I like this Thor. Right. So here's a Falcon and that's Sam as Falcon, right? Not Joaquin. Like here's a themed page. This is the Guardians page, I guess. And you've got a Rocket and Groot, full Groot, and baby Groot. But it's a Rocket. But if it's a Guardians page, why is Thanos here? Like Mantis is somewhere else on this page. Like I can understand saying, oh, well, we need, a Star-Lord and a Peter Quill card. But like, it feels also like there's not really a major sort of rhyme or reason to what's on these pages, right? And look, here's another Groot. Like, why is this Groot here now? I appreciate that they put Cosmo in here. There's Mantis. So this is more Guardians of the Galaxy, but why on that other page was, was what's it called? Was Thanos there? I just don't know. Shuri. And then more, more things that you can learn about Shuri. Here's the answer key to all of the games. Get ready for more celebrations soon. Learn more about Marvel. And here's the complete collection, which I actually really appreciate that they have this. If I was a kid, I would really want this as like a checklist kind of, So that's basically it. I do have some here just pulled aside to show. These are all of the hollows. But to note, there's no rares in this set. Sorry, let's move that out of the way so you can see them. There's no rares in this set. Everything is of equal likelihood to be collected, from my understanding. So there's not really any specific chase cards or whatever, just cards that you might like and want to chase, I guess. But interesting, the ones that they picked to make hollows of, Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, Falcon, Baby Groot, Iron Man, and Shuri. I imagine Falcon was like put together in response to like, oh, we've got the Captain America movie. And then they have 3 women, Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and Shuri, which I think makes sense, right? Like, let's get families and girls on board. These are the heroes that Marvel is banking on encouraging little girls to like. And Baby Groot is just adorable. And Iron Man is Iron Man is Iron Man. As we all know. So that's pretty cool. I would say that my gripes with it are, a lot of it are around, so I got dupes in here too. My gripes of it, like, these are cool cards, but my gripes of it are really a lot of it around, like, how cheap this is made. Like, it feels flimsy. It feels like it's going to get wrecked, Like, I don't like the perforations on the side. I wish that there actually were some rarities, and I really don't like that it's just this, like, generic canned artwork. And look, my credentials for Marvel collecting Marvel, I actually just found this page. These are my holos from my Marvel, my Marvel Universe 1991 set. This is the entire complete collection of holos. I think there was only 5, because I believe I have the entire set. I just found out that this card, this Wolverine holo, if it was graded at a PSA 10, would be worth upwards of $12K, which is crazy. Look, I'm not a card person. I have collected this set when I was a kid, and a few things here and there, like G.I. Joe cards. You might have seen me talking about that elsewhere on the channel, but I'm not really a collectible trading card kind of person. My kids, on the other hand, were the perfect age for collecting Pokemon cards, so I had a lot of those over the time. Okay, let's look at this book quickly, and then we'll look at one of the packs. We'll open one of the packs. And then we get to do a great montage where we put all the stickers in, huh? They switched from cards to stickers with this set. I think that the general consensus online is that they wanted to go a little cheaper this year. This is the 2025 promotion. This also just ended recently, so this ran through September of 2025. There are only 64 stickers to collect, instead of the 90 cards from the previous set. And once again, it's part of the Loblaw universe. There's a slightly different group of retailers where the cards are available, but they did come you get a pack when you spend $25 again. Okay, so before we get into the actual book, maybe we should look at the stickers themselves first, just to take a quick look here. And $25 spent at the grocery store. And you would open it like this, and then like this. And it looks like we get 4 stickers. And then you had to buy, it does say $5 here for the book. The book costs $5, and I don't remember how much the book was for the Go on a Mission book, but So here we go. And they have the numbers of what the cards are here. Jane Foster, once again. Baby Groot, and Shang-Chi. That's kind of cool. What do you guys think? You like those stickers? We'll have to see how they look going in. And then in the book, just like those classic old Panini books from back in the day, here's the list of all the stickers you can collect in the book. And have you ever dreamed of being a hero? How to use this album? Collect the stickers and put them in, is what I'm going to guess. And then again, another page for kids. What hero are you? Introducing the Avengers. And then you'd stick the sticker in right here. So again, this book has fun facts and some games in there, and then places to put stickers throughout. So let's put the stickers in, and introducing powerful women. Okay. And then we'll see what we see as we put them in. Eat like a hero, Captain Marvel burgers. Dang. Do you think those are good? All right. Let's put the stickers in, and then we can look at the book once it's full, okay? I've always wanted to do a montage like this. First, let's get some stickers. Let's get some stickers here. And then I think what we want to do is we want to sort them, right? Oh, yeah. That's it. Okay, so that is me opening up a bunch of packs to get started here. These are the dupes that I saw as I was pulling them out. Let's see what I've got and what I'm missing so far. Okay, so we've got a bunch. We're missing a few, definitely. I've noticed the artwork is pretty good, pretty solid. I'm not sure if this is all canned artwork. I can't tell. Whatever it is, they've done a better job with the design work, though, certainly. I will say, though, that there's definitely no, like, rhyme or reason to the way these are organized, at least that I can tell from here. So I think we're missing still, 10 cards or something like this. Okay, so we're missing about 14 cards here. That's not too bad. I'm gonna have a look in the book and see if I can figure out what those cards are that we're missing right now. Okay, so it looks like in the book they just have a tiny little picture of whoa, look at this. The glow in the dark stickers will shine your heroes in a new light. Glow in the dark stickers, which ones are glow in the dark stickers? These ones? Oh, cool. 48, that cool Wolverine one here. This is a glow in the dark one. Apparently this card will glow in the dark. Huh. I don't know if there's any way I could show that on camera. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna have a quick look. I don't know. You know what you need to, I need to like charge it up in the light, but I expect the yellow on his outfit probably is what glows, right? That's kind of cool. Okay. We'll open a couple more packs. That's new for sure, right? Number 10. Yep. She-Hulk, did we have her before? 26. Number 10 and number 26 we can take off the list. Man, this Black Widow card is pretty awesome. I love that. It's like a James Bond sort of silhouette, huh? Cool. Let's keep going. we're still missing 4 cards. Okay, let's look up what those cards are here. 19 is a Captain Marvel card. 28 is Valkyrie. That can't be right. We've got Valkyrie. Did I never put Valkyrie in here? I've definitely picked up Valkyrie a bunch of times. There is still 3 cards missing. We've got a Captain Marvel from here. We've got a Cosmo, the dog, from here. And I figured it out. It's a picture of the Blackbird, the X-Men's Blackbird, from here. So 3 cards to go, or from here. 3 cards to go. I think I can get it. We do have a few more stacks to get through. How many packs do you think it will take to find these last 3 cards? Or how many packs total do you think it'll take to ripping to complete the set? Put your guess in the comments below now, and I'll let you know as soon as I get there. There's Captain Marvel, and there's Cosmo. Whew, 2 in 1. Look at that. So all we're looking for now is the Blackbird from the X-Men. Bam! Next pack, and another Captain Marvel right there. Look at that. Okay, so we have done it. It does look kind of weird, what is that thing? Until you look up close. All right, so that's it. And let me tell you guys, how many packs did it take to collect all 64 cards? Final guesses? Final guesses, anyone? Okay, the answer is 52. It took 52 packs of cards to pull the entire set. And I have obviously quite a lot of duplicates. Okay, I hope you're ready, because now we can actually put them in the book. Let's do this. Wait, hold on. Okay, one more thing to prepare. Let's put them in reverse order. Now I'm ready to stick them into the album, I think. Introducing the Avengers. Oh, I see. So we're putting Black Panther in here because there's the rest of Black Panther's body. I didn't understand that before. Wow. That looks pretty good. All right. 1 down, 63 to go. Avengers, assemble. Oh, got it. I'm doing it perfectly. Don't worry. Whoops. I did sort of rip this one. Let's see if we have another Hulk somewhere. Disaster averted. I do have another Hulk. Let's try not to rip any more of these cards, huh? You saw nothing. Smash! It's Mjolnir smashing something. That's a great card, and this Black Widow card is like fantastic. This may be my favorite card in the pack. Nice. We're also showing Black Widow twice here. But once is Black Widow, kind of, obviously. I mean, actually, Jane Foster. She always Jane Foster. I like her. I think she's okay. Secret War. The MCU version never died. Secret War's the show. It was pretty dumb. Alright, that's cool. That's a good page. Practice your endurance. What weird, like, there's no Fantastic Four. There's one Winter Soldier. I would have seen Thunderbolt this one. Like, he's not Winter Soldier anymore. He's the old Bucky Barnes. Alright. How many Infinity Stones are there? Oh, okay. That's good. How many do you think? Quick, answer before I put it down. Okay, Guardians next. Let's do it. Oh, this is another one that Dark. I'll see if I can play it. Get the team shot. Alright. That was fun. Guardians 3. So why don't you put Guardians 3? Guardians 3. Promote. Okay, ready? Okay, Groot. Keep it Groot. So this picture has some texture on it, which makes it nice. Nebula's head puzzle. Nebula's mind is a puzzle. Uh-oh. No. 46? Is it the Milano? Is that the Milano? What the heck? Does it go like this? I don't really understand this shit, man. What am I looking at? Do the wings like fold up? I think it goes like this. Or is that upside down? Oh well, we'll put it in. Great, it's the Milano kids, your favorite. Nice. Like, here we have. You like a cross for Wolverine the Island? Or Wolverine? That works on X-Men 2. Jubilation League. Crawler. And that is it. We have completed the Be a Hero book. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's have a look at this, huh? Well, I think that this was kind of like, in a way, it was more satisfying than putting those cards in the mission on a mission one. But in another way, it's also kind of silly. And once they're in, you know. And then it's like, okay, well, now my book is complete, which I guess is sort of the goal. But also, like, what do I do with this now that it's ready? Now that it's complete, I can't display it. I guess I can share it with friends, right? Oh, and then here on the last page, they've got answers to all the games. That's kind of cool. All right, let's circle back to the other camera angle, and we can talk overall about what we think about this. Okay, hey, we are back, and all complete now. So the stats are, again, we opened 52 packs. We did complete the set. To complete the set, I still have a few extra packs here. There are 6. The most dupes I got was for Baby Groot, which I got 6 dupes, and then Star-Lord, which I got 5 dupes for. I didn't quite get a full second set. There's definitely a few cards that I only had 1 of. I have 5 duplicates of 5 of the 6 not hollows. They're not hollows. They're glow in the dark stickers. So let's look at those quickly. We've got these are glow in the dark. So we've got Iron Man. Yeah, let's get the focus there. You've got adult Groot here with the spores kind of coming out like at the end of Guardians, right? Like that's pretty cool. You've got Shang-Chi with the rings. The rings, of course, would glow here in the dark. That's pretty cool. I love this Wolverine card. This is great. And then I assume his costume will glow in the dark. And Storm with electric powers, and obviously the electricity here would all glow in the dark. And then the other one that I only had the 1 of that's in the book now, it's this one. It's this Guardians cover, which is cool. And they all have the glow in the dark ones are all textured, which is kind of nice. So I don't know. I don't know. I guess I like having the book completed, but it's odd. There's like some odd, like, I don't know if you'd call it a rhyme or a reason here, you know? These are really like, you know, oddball choices in some cases, in my opinion. Like the Winter Soldier to have one Winter Soldier like logo here, but then not to have a sticker of the Winter Soldier that I could put somewhere, you know? Or like this, I don't really understand what this fist is about. Maybe if I read the book, I would get it, but I don't think so. It's right beside Vision. And then sometimes it's like, well, what's the reasoning here between, like, why is Maria Hill in just her head? And then She-Hulk is like from a comic cover, it looks like, you know. And some of these, like Jane Foster here, looks like it's just like from some Marvel, you know, the art folder of Jane Foster that you can just pick and choose. But some of these are, you know, definitely like from a cover or from do you think this Shuri is like promo art from when they were doing the movies. It's really hard to say. It's hard to say. Again, there's inconsistencies here. In some ways, I like this better. I like the idea also that, like, if I was a kid, I could take some of these cool stickers and I could put them somewhere else. They don't have to be in the book. Of course, it would make me crazy not to put them in the book first. But if I got any duplicates, I could put them elsewhere, you know, like around town, whatever. Or like, like on my school books or something like that, you know. I love this Black Widow silhouette shot. And I really like the standard Black Widow too. I like Black Widow a lot. She's such a cool character. Obviously, like, we've seen this picture before, but that's a great Captain Marvel. Shang-Chi's an awesome character, but this artwork is like not doing it for me. There's not enough of him in the book either, right? This Guardians cover is really sick. And then worst picture, the worst one in the book is definitely this Milano, because what is that? Like, I had no idea what that was until I saw it. We were putting it in. And then this Wolverine cover is amazing also. Overall, like, I think this is pretty good. A pretty good promotion. Could use some improvements. But I think that the stickers maybe are a smarter move. What would I like to see next year if they come back with this promotion? Well, I think that it would make sense for them to bring in Canadian artists and do even just a little bit of unique original artwork. And I don't think that Marvel would be opposed to that. Like, here's my suggestion. Just pick your 6, specialty cards, be they glow in the dark, be they hollows, whatever they are, cards or stickers or whatever you guys go with. Then go and get 6 Canadian artists to do, pictures. I would like to see a little bit more structure to the book as well. Like, I know I didn't read all of the games and stuff, but like, it really jumped around from hero to hero. And then I understand that you maybe have to use the sort of stock photos of the rest of the characters for your story or for your set. But it would be great if there was a stronger attempt to like have consistency, visual consistency. I like some of the ideas of like, it's the team logo. Like, that's cool. Especially if it's a sticker, I can take it away and throw the team logo on like my book at, my notebook at school. Like, that's totally cool. But odd that there was some choices here that were made. Like, maybe it was like choices to appeal to the more family demographic or moms who are probably going to be getting these, Even if you have to use the comic book assets, play into what's happening in theaters. So next year, what do we have? We've got Spider-Man. We're going into Doomsday, right? So was Spider-Man even in that? Like, no way. Could they have not put Spider-Man in this? Because he's like a Sony Marvel hero, right? Dude, how did I even miss that? That's crazy. I don't think was he in the last one? He must have been in it, right? He's not there. Like, that's weird, right? Like, that's a weird omission. If I am a child, like, looking to find my favorite heroes and there's no Spider-Man, like, quite reasonably argued the most popular Marvel character. I'm sure there's like business and or legal concerns, but like, fix those things and then I will be 2 thumbs up, aces on board with next year's activation. As it stands now, it's middling for a collector, probably decent for a kid, but only because kids are not very smart. Okay, that's my thoughts. Why don't you guys let me know in the comments down below. Did you collect these sets? Did you see them? What did you think about them? Do you know any kids who like engaged with them and took part in this marketing promotion? Did you like it? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thanks for sticking with me for this very unusual kind of a video for me. But if you're interested in seeing more weird deep dive analytic stuff from me, I do a lot of like reviews of retro cartoons. So that's mainly what the channel is. Feel free to come on over and see what I'm doing over on XennialLens. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. I'll catch you next time. So long.